Okay, remember this, I'm Easy 2 Tips and Tricks. I'm not Easy 2 Tips and Tricks. I'm Ken. This is Easy 2 Tips and Tricks. So, today I'm going to be hanging this tilting mirror. It's pretty involved. There's a little more to it than hanging a regular mirror. It's on a bracket and the mirror actually tilts. Alright? And so we'll show you how to do this. I've got one mirror up. And that video came out sideways. And it's on standby. So I'm going to use this other mirror to dictate the height of the mirror that's going to go here. I have it partially laid out, and I'll explain to you what's going on over here as we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come off the bottom of that mirror because it dictates this other side, all right? And alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the bottom of this mirror. I'm going to bring it up level, okay? Because this mirror is level. So now that this is level there, I check my level over here. Alright, and you see that this is level. Alright. Now, I come over to the other side. I hold this in place. Now I mark this right here because I know that at this point we're level. Okay? Nope, I moved. I'm bad. I moved. There we go. Now we're level. I thought I was up too high. Now I'm going to mark that so I don't get confused. So I know at this bottom right here, that's my line I'm pulling off of. Alright, now I've got to do two things. Alright, now I've got to take the measurement of the width of the post where they pivot, alright? And I've already basically have that figured out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull from one side to the other. Alright, and so if I come in, alright, it looks like I need to be at about 20. It comes out to about 20 with the mounts, okay? So which I'll show you in just a minute. The other thing I need to do is, this dictates the height of the mirror. Alright, so these pivots, we're going to call it 13. Alright, 13 will work. So I'm going to come up at about 13 inches. I could even call it 14 if I wanted to. Okay, or 15, just depending on how high you want this. We're going to call it 13. Alright. Well, I got this just slightly wet. Okay. You carefully work these on. These are your mounts, okay? Now, we are going to go from center of your Allen set screw, right here, center to center of the other over here, this other Allen set screw, all right? Now, you don't want the edge of your mount to touch your mirror, all right? Because you want it to pivot around it without it coming off, all right? And so that much play on the inside back here, that's a little too much, all right? But it came off just now, so I got to put it back on. But you remember, you want this close. Alright, about like yay, where it's not going to touch the edge of the mirror here at the top or bottom, alright? So that's the tolerance you're looking for, which is about 1/8 of an inch, okay? Now I got to reset this. And this little rubber plastic bushing goes in here. this little red plastic bushing. There's a little lip on it. Alright, so you're going to make sure that the lip goes against the back. Alright. Okay, we're in the center of that Allen set screw. Alright, so from set screw to set screw, we're at 20. From set screw to set screw, dead center. Alright? Now, next. Alright, now, I pre-marked this. Okay? 10, it's 20 inches, remember, across, right? So there's 10. Alright, it's 13 up. There's 13. Alright, and then I go to 20. So I'm going to set this level at 10 on my center line for the center of the mirror, which I'll show you next. And how I accomplished that line on there is I took my speed square. I set it dead center of my 10. Alright, and then I just marked it straight across. Bam. 13 the same, and 20. Now you can do this even if it wasn't marked, and I'll show you how real quick. Alright, so there's no numbers on this side of the tape of this level. Alright, so I want 10. So I come right off of my 10 line and make a mark. Alright, my next one is 13. So right here, I make my mark for 13. Okay, my next one is 20. Alright, here's my 20 right here. Okay, now I've got them marked. So let's take this. Bring this right. You want that pencil line just to shine, just to show just on the other side. And push it right into that corner. And bam, there we are. Okay, 13 the same. Want that pencil line just to show down in there. All right, see, there it is. You get it just on the other side of this square. All right, bam, there we are. And then we mark 10 the same. All right, and here we are. 10, 13, and 20. Now, what you do is, right here, you mark 20. 20, right here. Let's make your 20. All right, your 13, and your 10. And now you won't get confused. Alright, this is why we make this line, alright? Remember this one. This dictates the bottom of my mirror. So there we are. We're level. Now I'm just going to mark across. Alright? I'm marking across. Okay, right over here. Alright. Now, so what I do is I will come over here. Now, there's the level 10. That's for our spacing, right? This is our 13. That's our height. So let's double check. Let's make sure that we're over here at 10 inches. And we are at 10. All right? Okay. All right, you see that's dead on 10. And let's 1 to 10, then we're coming over to 20. Bam, there we are. Dead on it. Okay? Alright, now I'm going to transfer this line up to my 13 for the pivot point. Okay? Got that level. Okay. Get that just so. Alright, now I'm going to put a line here on the wall. Alright, at 13. Actually, it's at 16 plus. Alright, because when I bring this up here, alright, and I get it on this line, okay, we'll be at 13 inches here at this point. Alright, so I marked this up here at around a little over 16. Alright, so here's my 13. Now this dictates everything because I'm pulling from this right here. Okay. Now I'm going to put a piece of tape there. And you can see right through the tape. This blue tape is too dark for the lighting in here. And now we'll just have to pull again. I'm going to set this down here on my level line at this point. Okay. Now let's get this level. Get it in line. Alright, now that we're level. Bam. Mark this here. Come off to 13. Alright, right there. Now I'm going to show you something. This pencil, I've got it cut like a calligraphy pencil. Left and right side are flat. Alright? That way you don't have to keep sharpening all the time. Alright, there it is right here. Now what I'm going to do is, this is where these lines down across the bottom, I took the time, okay, where we've got 10 in the center. Alright, we know that the outside line on the outside of this level, alright, we have it marked there is at 10. And then this other side I haven't done yet, right here at 20. Right now I'm going to plumb up from that point and we'll be able to take this next step. Alright, we're nice and level. Okay. Now, I'm going to mark this a little above 21. Alright. Alright, so we're going to come up here. The other thing you can do is, like, I don't have it in the same spot. Everything's in place. These new Fat Max, well, it holds itself. Okay. So I want to be at 13. So we're looking at 24 over here, all right? So I'm going to make this a little above 24. I'm still level. 24, all right. We're going to get this plumb. Remember, plumb is vertical and level is horizontal. All right? I can come clear up here if I want. Now, we're going to flip this around, bring this to my level line here, right? Get my level line. Okay, here we are. Let's get it lined up here. Then we go to 13, and we mark 13 right here. All right. All right, I didn't need to do that step I just took. You do everything from one side, then you level across, or you plumb across. All right, you level across. So I'm going to set it right here at this mark, my 13, right? My level line, it's right there at it. Then all I got to do is get this bubble level over here. Okay, it's not quite there. There we go. Nope. Right there. Okay. All right, now I'm just going to level across. So this is for your bracket. This is for the bracket, all right? Nothing's in the middle, but we want to mark it over here on this other side. Okay. There we go. Now, we're going to put the bracket on. That's the next thing. All right, this is the mounting bracket, and this is how it sets, okay? So, what I'm going to do is, so I know it's going to be exact, I'm going to flip it around against the wall. So I'm going to flip it around and face that to the wall. I'm going to look through the holes to the center line, and then I'm going to put my mark in the center of the holes here, all right? So we have a little bit of adjusting room or wiggle room, all right? So here, this is what I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to get this centered where I can see this. Okay. So that's at the center of 13. All right, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I have to do it just like I did the other one. This is how I did the other one. Now, I get this in the center of the pencil line on the wall, and I know I'm totally center. All right, then I come in here with my pencil, and I mark halfway in here, all right? All right, the first thing I'm going to do, now that I got it where I want, I'm going to trace this outer edge. All right? I've got this level with the top of this, so I know that bracket is completely square. If it was tilted just a little bit, you might not be able to see it. But that way you know, and that's the purpose of having that line. So you know that you're dead on right here, perfectly straight. Now we go to the center of your hole, eyeball center. All right, that gives you about an 1/8 inch of wiggle room. All right, some people might want to do it at the bottom and then at the top. Okay. So some people might mark the top here and the bottom here, or the top here and the top here, so they can have some adjustment. But I'm thinking that the center should give us what we need. All right, now there it is, right here. There's my first line, and this should be my second line. Now I'm going to put this on, put this back in position. See, I got this outside line to follow. All right, bam. And those lines are center. All right, and this one looks like it might need a little adjustment. Yeah, it's a little high. All right, so there we go. Now we're good. Now we're going to drill. We're going to do a test hole to make sure the hole's not too small or too big for the anchor, all right, for the sleeve that goes in there. All right, so all we're going to do is just going to take this. Now we're going to put the anchor in place. And if it's not too tight, we're good. That's nice and firm, all right? Nice and firm. Look at this. Now, all right, got my trusty nail. You could use a punch, whatever you like. Lining that up with the center and the center. All right. That way the drill doesn't wander off from the hole, and it keeps it exactly where you want it, all right? I could even drive that in a little bit, and you know if you're center of your hole or not. And if you're not, you can adjust it at this point. Okay, as you see, I'm off a little bit, and I'm working this other side. So now this hole is center. And it's center with the nail, so we know it's going to be center with the drill. All right, now you want to hold this level. You don't want it up, down, left, right. You want it as level as possible. Okay. Okay, now let's test this. Put the tape. The tape's going to provide resistance you don't want. All right, so I'm trying to just kind of pull the tape back out of the way. That's all I'm doing. Okay. You use your nail. This is the Allen screw for the mount. All right, because that's going to interfere with this going in. You're going to think it's tighter than what it actually is if you've got tape on the wall. Okay, so keep that in mind. It will make a difference. So you want it out of your way. All right, here we go. Okay, that's good and snug, and it's straight, so we're good. Now, I don't want that in quite yet because I don't want that tape there, and I got this other hole to drill. All right, my hands, show the drill. All right, I'm supporting this drill with my other hand. I'm eyeballing this. I'm sighting it in. Got everything as level as I can tell. Straight in. That should do it. I'm going to show you how you can make a catch so you don't get this dust. So you don't get this drywall dust everywhere on your completed surface, all right? You don't want this dust. So I'll show you how to solve that problem on my next, when I go to drill my next set of holes here. All right, there we go. All right, we don't want to peel the paint off the wall, so be careful with that. That's what I like about the blue tape. It doesn't stick as hard as well. There's not as much glue. I may end up putting a little bit of paint over this in just a minute. All right, now, this is when the anchors go in. All right. Resist the temptation to pound in on that screw because you'll strip out the plastic, all right, in here, all right? So resist that. Pull the screw out and then tap on it. I should be using like a finish hammer, but sometimes you don't have one of those handy, so you learn to make do with what you've got. All right. That's flush, that's flat, that feels pretty, that level, okay? Not 100%, but it'll be good. It'll still be all right. But remember, if this is off, if these are off, it's going to throw off your mounting bracket. You're going to have trouble mounting it if these are off, okay? So that's why it's important you get them as straight as possible. There's a slight tilt downward. So when I go to put it in, I'm going to compensate a little bit. I'm going to give a slight upward motion on the screw as it goes into the wall. All right, now, isn't that cool? Now, just put this into your mounting bracket first. Put your screw in there. Get this set up to your drill. Get it in. We're good to go. All right, hold it straight once you get it there. All right, now we're going to get this set. Go slow. Now let's test it. How is this going to set? Just don't anchor it down because that may not work. But it looks like this is going to be fine. Now for you, for the viewing audience, I'm going to show you here, all right, what I'm seeing, what it's doing, because this will work. All right, remember I went to the center, and it gives me this adjustment if I need it, okay? So, we're good there. And I took that screw out so I can get my thumb here, because this is running downhill just a little bit, and I don't want it to run downhill. Okay, that's why it's so important to screw these in as straight as you can. And again, I'm not going fast. I have this screwdriver handy, so I can tighten it down by hand, all right, here at the finish. I'll get it started here with this screwdriver. It gives you more control as long as you don't slip. Alright, that's coming down. Remember I told you it was at a slight angle, see? And there's the slight angle, so I'm going to pull down. Alright, and I'm going to go in straight. So what I mean, this gives you more control over what you're doing. You can make the adjustments now, and you'll be glad you did later. Alright? And see, it sits kind of off. All I got to do is straighten that up. And bam, there we are, we're good. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it in the center, and I'm going to tighten this up. Alright, now hand tightening, that's good and that's tight right there. You won't overstrip this plastic sleeve, okay? So that's why it's so important that you do this by hand. Now, at this point, I don't have to do it by hand. I'll get it close. I will go slow, all right? Here, I've got this where I'm going straight. I'm taking the angle out of it. Okay, now I'm right there, all right? Now I'll hand tighten it, and it'll be good and snug, solid, and we'll be good. Let me get this tape out from underneath there. All right, now see. There we go. Snug. You want to push in and turn it till it gets tight, and stop. All right, I'll be doing the next one. Moment of truth, folks. Whoops, there it is.
No.
Did you do like I told you?
I'm not sure.
Overview, zoom in, pause.
I walked up out of pure habit. I did. I walked up out of pure habit. Honestly.
Baby, did you notice I'm not paying attention? I'm not acknowledging that. I'm just moving forward. I need to focus on what I'm doing now. I know you did. I understand. See, this is designed to wear out, break, crack, dry out, get hard. Come apart, loose, wobble, wobble. Gotta buy a new one. Wrap this with electrical tape. I'm tempted to do that now, not even use these. That's why we can't be using stuff and moving stuff. We gotta keep it pristine, untouched. When we talk to them, I'm going to mention that bathroom.
You want to take all the tape down first?
What would be good, I think, just show me, let me peel this here, start to peel up, and then just cut it off so it shows I'm taking it off.
Ready?
Yep. Now when I'm done, I'll show you. Well,
You told me cut it off.
No, don't do anything until I get this verified. So I have to make some adjustments. I want to be able to do that. Now this one's not going to fall back like that because I put gasoline on that one. Surely they're both going in the right way. Ooh, I'm glad I did this. Let me sit down there real quick. I need to unback out these Allen screws. I'll be fighting it because they're not preventing me from it slipping over. Now it's going to be fun. You're going to watch. I might even, like I said, need you to put that. See, I'm trying to find it, and I'm right here. Because you can't go all the way around. This hits the wall. Half turn, half turn, half turn. I'm feeling for the hole. And I'm looking right at it.
Do they make magnetic Allen wrenches?
They should. That would be perfect. See? That would be cutting edge. That would be cutting edge. But that would help. I don't know how much. That would help. No, where's another one? 'Cause I'm sure I'm going to drop one. Be nice if I don't. Well, I welcome it, but. They should have this set where you're screwing something here and it's tightening up on the wall, putting pressure back.
Oh.
That would be
I'm sure
sweet.
with more expensive mirrors they have stuff like that, but with Walmart special mirrors.
No, it's not so much a Walmart special. This is kind of a high-end. I'm surprised to find this at Walmart, Lisa. Like, what was that, the other one? You know, this might, I don't know. I almost wonder if somebody didn't buy this online or something and brought it into the store for whatever. I don't know what to think. The other one didn't have it. Nothing close to remotely like this.
Would have paid more at Home Depot, I'm sure.
I'm thinking so as well. I think we got blessed with these mirrors, even though it was expensive for our pocketbook. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, we don't do nothing but test it.
I'm just trying to get out of your way.
I know. And think about angle where you need to be in what's in
I'll
your
probably
way
be over there.
and what's in your way on the floor. You need to keep your eye on your feet. You know where you're at, know what's around you. one's on. See, this is the predicament I was in yesterday where
Oh, you're off there.
remember what I told you I had to do?
No.
I forgot. I forgot. Don't be so dumpy.
We're measuring this up. If we broke one, then could you find another one?
No, we have to write these people, find their email, find their web address. As they quit making them, and I think they're new enough, they should have them in stock. Remember I told you I had to do this? I had to mount it first. On one side. See, it hangs. So watch, I'm going to show you. You should let go. See, it's hanging. It's got pressure down here, which is here, because it slips up under this lip here. See, it slips under that lip and it holds it, locks it in place. And this tightens up under, this goes under here. And as it, because it makes pressure against this, kind of pulls it to the wall a little bit. Keeps it snug.
So do I need to record that?
You could just show me initially putting it on and getting up in there, making a turn and maybe going up. If I'm fooling with it, you know, then I will make it look like I've got it, and in my second pass, just turn it off. Okay.
Hold on.
And do you want to be back further? No?
Ready?
Yep.
Going. Looks like I'm done.
Okay. But I'm away from the wall. That's okay.
Or is that okay?
No, it's not okay. But because it's right in front of it, see? I have it up. So,
But we pretty much got it. I'm not going to videotape again.
you might want to show me going like this,
All right.
totally different position.
No. You mean down here?
Well, and the fact how I'm getting this here, what I'm doing.
Right here.
I told you was the second one. Last time I went through 3 of them.
Ooh. Chimney crickets. That scared me.
I don't need breaking that bowl. I don't know how that just slipped off. I don't know how that just slipped off. It should have slipped off. See, now I'm waiting on you, baby. Do what I want to do in here. I'm not on the downhill yet. I'm not far from it, but I'm not on the downhill in the overall project. I am not. But for this, yes, we're in the downhill. Now, or don't let me forget, I want to do that little basket, the little catch. I did okay over there. We'll see.
Oh, this was a good point.
I'm using using my hands on the wall to support this. Alright, and keep the distance. Now you gotta be careful, and as you kind of spin this mirror and push in ever so carefully. Alright, that's right where I want. Alright, now I have this mounted in, holding that over there, that's tight and secure. Now it's this Allen bolt, alright, Allen screw, and you want that tight against the wall, alright, and I'm pushing in here with my hand, alright, and finding this little Allen keyway hole can be challenging. Manipulating this little Allen wrench can be fun. Alright, I'm right here at it and bouncing all around where it goes. Just got to take your time and feel it. Like I say, it's a challenge. Right there. Finally. Right? Now I've got some resistance on it, on this Allen screw. Alright, so it's getting snug, it's starting to. I'll get this here in a minute. I'm going to pause this and get it tight. I might be okay to let go with this one hand. Okay, an added bonus, I'm going to show you how to know if your level is level. If your level's not level, how can you tell? For those that don't know this, you're going to really like this. Alright, how to know if your level is level. First, let's look where the bubbles are sitting on this level right now. Alright, that is... well, it's leaning right towards the back of the line the bubble is, alright? It's right here towards the back of that line. Okay, now let's look at this other one. This is your level bubble, because it goes horizontal. Alright, and where's that bubble sitting? Alright, it's leaning, it's favoring, alright, the back side of this line here. Alright, that of the level marks. Okay, so it favors that back side of that line, and this one is favoring the back side of this line. Now if I flip it over and this level is not in the same, because this bubble is not in the same position on this level, then you know it's off, and it will show you how much. Now back in the day, on these wooden levels and some of the metal ones, there were screws here and screws over here, and this was screwed in place. And you could adjust the screws and adjust your level to get it level, alright? Now, but this is a molded unit. Now I'm going to take this, I want to flip this over. All I'm going to do is roll it, alright? Now it's in the same place. Okay, now, get this adjusted a bit. Now, still favoring that one side, and we're good. Okay, and let's see, it's still favoring that side of that line, so we're good. Now, what if we roll this upward, alright, and we're checking it for level? How do we find out? It's favoring the back side of that line. Alright, let's flip this over. Alright, and it's still favoring the same line, same side. We know that this level is now level. So, remember, you check your bubble where you're checking it for level, and wherever it's at, if it was dead center, you should be able to flip this over. And when you flip this over, you will be in the same place, that bubble's in the back. When you roll it over, it should still be in the back. If it's in the center, it should stay in the center. So wherever that bubble is when you start out, when you flip it over, it should be in the same place when you turn it around or turn it over. All right, same thing if you put it against the wall and you're checking for plumb. The plumb it'll be there. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, you see this wall is off just a hair, and that's pretty typical. Not too bad either as far as that goes. Now I'm going to roll this over now. If it favors the wall side on the line, we're good. Here we go. All right. So we know that this level is level. It's favoring the wall side on that line. Okay, I'm going to flip it back. Okay. Here we go. And it's favoring the wall side, so we know that this level is level. It's dependable. That's how you check it. Now, hold on. Let's take a look at these mirrors. Oh, before we check them out. Custom shampoo shelf with the built-in razor blade holder. All right. That has, looks like a window seal in the front of that, right? Pretty cool. And a custom extra long hose. Okay, now for the overview. Bam, there it is. Now let's see what these look like up close and personal. All right, now let's see how this looks up close and personal. Bam. There we go. There it is. How cool is that? Towel racks going over here. Double towel rack. Alright. Toilet paper roll holder. The towel rack's going to resemble this finished end. Alright, on the pivot. And the mount for the pivot on the mirror. Now there's plastic bushings that go in here. That's the drawback with this mirror. There's plastic bushings. If they ever wear out, you want to take electrical tape, wrap the pivot point on the mirror with electrical tape, get it built up so you have a nice snug fit, all right? Unless you can buy those plastic bushings, that I don't know. All right, maybe from the manufacturer if it's not too late when they go wear out. All right, so one more overview. All right, here we go. All right, overview. There it is. Nice. Tell me what you think. What do you like best about this bathroom? Look forward to hear from you. Remember, Easy 2 tips and tricks where you see everything up close and personal. It's a win-win-win. Tell a friend. Thank you for all your support. My last 2 videos were terrible. Very frustrating. So I appreciate your patience and working with me and viewing them. They're on standby. They're not deleted. So thank you very much. Remember, Easy 2 tips and tricks where you see everything up close and personal, and never give up because there's always a way. Always. Tell a friend it's a win-win-win. Bye for now. God bless.